Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Triple Gem Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. My venerations to all the venerable elders, and my friendliness to our brothers, and good morning, good evening to classes, especially to everyone, audiences around the globe. So today is our beginnings of the weeks, Monday, 25th September. So we are going to study our Schism, the new sutra that observed from Anguttara Nikaya. So in Anguttara Nikaya, there are many suttas. It's more than 9,775 suttas in Anguttara Nikaya. As you know, Anguttara Nikaya divided into 11 books. The book 1, book 2, book 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until 11. So the group of sutta divided into the groups from sutta in the Dhamma, which delivered in group 1 or in group 2, like 2 kinds of Dhamma or 3 kinds of Dhamma, 4 practices, 4 fears of bhikkhus, something like that. So the Buddha delivered in different places with different perspectives and different persons, but our Samkitikāchara, the group of our council, have collected all those sutras into groups. So today we will discuss about the one sutra from Anguttara Nikaya, book 4. AN4 means book 4, and the sutra number 243. The sutra number 243. 243 of book 4. So in book 4, there are more than 400 sutras. In book 4, there are more than 400 sutras. So all of these sutras delivered or taught by Buddha himself. So in the previous day, we talked about many suttas in Dikha Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya, or Sutta Nikaya, Samyutta Nikaya, Majjhima Nikaya. All of those can be in Anguttara Nikaya too, because Anguttara Nikaya like a dictionary or like a terminology or like vocabularies of Buddhism. So Anguttara Nikaya is like a Buddhist dictionary or Buddhist vocabulary. So you can find the vocabularies of Buddhism in Anguttara Nikaya. If you read Anguttara Nikaya, it is only one book in English. Only one book in English. All Anguttara Nikaya, there are 1,905 pages. 1,905 pages. So it is Anguttara Nikaya in the whole Anguttara Nikaya, the all Anguttara Nikaya, 11 books. In English, they composed only one book with 1,905 pages. If you read these Anguttara Nikaya books, you will get most of the Buddhist vocabulary, the words used in Buddhism. And even though you can read, if you want to know Pali, you can read all the Pali Tipitaka, compare with Cambodian translation or English translation, all the Anguttara Nikaya. So Anguttara Nikaya means like a Buddhist terminology or vocabulary or Buddhist dictionary. So that's why Anguttara Nikaya can be seen in some other sutras, in Vinaya text, or you can see in Dikha Nikaya, or you can see in Majjhima Nikaya, even so in Samyutta Nikaya and some sutra of Khuddaka Nikaya. So now we are going to read the sutta, first sutta in the Apatipaya Vagga. So here, the word perils of offenses. Perils of offenses. The word perils of offenses, in Pali, we have the word apatibhaya. So please go to the translation. Yeah, we can go through the translation. Yeah, keyword and phrases. Here, I just translated only only one chapters. The perils of offenses means apatibhaya. Apatibhaya. ខ្មែរយើងថាភ័យអំពីទោសឬក៏ភ័យអំពីអាបត្តិភ័យអំពីការត្រូវអាបត្តិ So apatibhaya, perils of offenses. And the number of the sutra, the title of sutra, Schism. Schism means bhedaga. So here we discuss about Sangha. Schism in Sangha. Schism in Sangha. So, and third word, disciplinary issue. Disciplinary issue. It means adhikarana. So disciplinary issues mean the controversies or the conflict happen in the rules of Sangha. It's called adhikarana. Saror means Vupasamati. Saror means Vupasamati. Pupil means Zadhaviharika, or student. Sadhaviharika. Sadhiviharika, a student, pupil. Fully intent. It is the word Pali Tito means standing. Standing with attention to do something. It means fully intent. In English, translate the word Teto as fully intent, because this bhikkhu standing here, not going anywhere, intentfully to break the Sangha, to divide the Sangha, to make the Sangha different, make the Sangha in groups. So that's why he translates as fully intent. And that's why in some translation, for example, in the first Tipitaka, who just translate the word Teto, stand. So stand in schism of Sangha. So stand in division of Sangha. It's difficult to understand, or it's not easy to understand in translation. But Bhikkhu Bodhi revised the old translation of English Tripitaka and translated a fully intent. It means Tito, standing. That means he doesn't go anywhere. He just try. He not give up. He doesn't give up his intention to break the Sangha, to divide the Sangha. So the word Tito means fully intent. And a schism in the Sangha. Sangha Pedago. a schism in the Sangha pedagogy. These four advantages, Chattarome Atavase, Chattarome Atavase, the four advantages. Delight in mean nandati. Immoral mean tusilo bhikkhu. Of bad character, pavadammo, of bad characters. Impure, asuchi, impure. This word should be connected to each other, asuchi, sankasara, samajaro. So of suspect behavior, sankasara, samajaro. Secretive in his actions, padachana kammanto, suspective in his actions. Not an ascetic, though claiming to be one. Not an ascetic, though claiming to be one. Asamano, samana padichanno. Not a syllabate, a brahmachari. It's not good. Inwardly rotten. Antoputi, inwardly rotten. Corrupt, avasuto. Depraved, kasambujato, united, samaga, and divided in fraction, vakka. So all of these words are included in this first chapters. In this first chapter, and the other chapter also the same, just only one word is different. So now we can read and we will discuss. So let me select from the group who want to be a volunteer reading in our Zoom. Raise your hand, take your mic if you want to be a volunteer. No one want to be a volunteer reading? Give to the Venerable Monk first. Venerable Brothers Kim Narun, can you read?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Please read from, yeah, you can read, if not difficult for you, read the whole page, first page, please.
May I pay respect to the venerable teacher and all of the Dhamma friend. I will read some article here. Sangha Sutta Schism. On one occasion, the blessed one was dwelling at the Kosambi in Gosida Park. Then the Venerable Ananda approached the blessed one, paid homage to him, and sat down to one side. The blessed one then said to him, "Has that disciplinary issue been settled yet, Ananda?" "How could that disciplinary issue be settled, Pandit?" The Venerable Anuruddha pupil Pahiya is still fully intent on the creating a schism in the Sangha, but the Venerable Anuruddha doesn't think of saying even a single word about it. But Ananda, when has Anuruddha ever concerned himself with disciplinary issue in the midst of the Sangha? Should you and Sriputra and Moggallana settle any disciplinary issue that arise? Seeing this, for Adventist Ananda and evil Bhikkhu delight in a schism in the Sangha. What for? Here, an evil Bhikkhu is immoral, of bad character, impure, of suspect behavior and security in his action, not an ecstatic dull claiming be one, not a celibate. Those claiming to be one and worldly, rotten, corrupt, be depraved, is occur to him if the Bhikkhu find out that I am immoral, depraved, and they are united, they will expel me. But if they are divided into faction, they won't expel me. Seeing this, first Adventist and evil Bhikkhu delight in the schism in the Sangha.
Hey, thank you very much. Yeah, your pronunciation is clear enough to understand. So thank you for reading, Venerable Kim Narun. So now, if you read our translation and remember our translation, and if the word is not problem for you, you will understand the meanings of these passages, these paragraphs. We gone for 4 paragraphs. So perils of offenses, apatibhaya. So this sutta is not cover the vaka, the chapters, but the chapter, this is chapter 5. The chapter is cover about perils of offenses, to be afraid, to be fear of offenses, fears of faults, fear of wrong thing, of doing wrong. It's the chapter covers all of this. So not only this sutra, we will have another 2 sutra. I will observe from these chapters. There are two more suttas. So the first sutta in these chapters we call Schism, Sangha Bhedaka Sutta. They translate as the schism, but if it's the full translation, the discourses on a schism in the Sangha. If the full translation, you should translate like a discourse on a schism in the Sangha. It is the full translation if you want to translate all the meaning of the sutta. So Samkapedaka Sutta means a discourse on a schism in the Sangha. If you want, just only adding translation. So in the first paragraph, you already know that the first paragraph, on one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Kosambi in Kusita Pass. So usually that this is in the Kosambi. Remind you to the Kosambiwaka, Kosambiwatto in Dhammapada. If you all going through the the Buddhist high school, the Buddhist school, Buddhist disciplinary school, you will heard about Kosampi Wattu in Dhammapada. That the Kosampi Bhikkhu break into two parts, into two groups. Even the Buddha cannot give an advice. Even the Buddha cannot unite them. And the Buddha live alone. So in this sutra, just remind you, just recall you to understand, to know who was them. In Dhammapada, we don't know who student is this in Dhammapada. So here in this sutra can tell you exactly who was there, who student is there. In Dhammapada, so let me go to another paragraph, we will know who student is this. So the Blessed One dwelling in Kosampi after 9 years of his enlightenment. So in the year 9, so the Buddha enlightened after 9 years. He stay in Kosampi, and after the Vasa, this problem, this Samgapetaka happened. So then the Venerable Ananda approached the Buddha and paid homage to him, blah, blah, blah. And the Buddha asked about that. The Buddha asked, has that disciplinary issue been settled yet, Ananda? The Buddha asked about this controversy that happened between two groups of monks. It's already settled or not yet? And how the Ananda said, how could that disciplinary issue be settled one day? The Venerable Anuruddha pupil, Bahaya, is still fully intent to creating a schism in the Sangha. So this is the student of Venerable Anuruddha. So in Dhammapada, there is description only the Dhammakatika and Vinayatara. And you all know who is the Vinayatara. Vinayatara is Venerable Upali. So it should be the student of Upali and the student of Anuruddha, because Anuruddha is the Dhammakatika. So it is a controversy between two most well-known disciples of the Buddha. Venerable Anuruddha, he is the greatest monk among all the disciples of the Buddha about divine eyes. Anuruddha, specific in divine eyes. Tip Pichakkokanang Yadidang Anuruddha. So Venerable Anuruddha is the best of among Venerable Bhikkhu, who are the disciple of the Buddha, about divine eyes. Divine eyes. So it's the well-known and very well-known disciple of the Buddha. And Venerable Upali, as you know, Upali, Vinayadharanang Yadidang Upali. So Venerable Upali is well-known or specific or the greatest among Bhikkhus, disciple of the Buddha, about Vinayatara, who bring the Vinaya rule, the discipline from his to his student, is the greatest. So student of Upali and the student of Anuruddha have conflict about what? About toilet, right? About restroom. In America, they use the word restroom. In Europe or somewhere, they use the word toilet. Yeah, there is the toilet. So they just unclean in toilet. The incident happened. I think you all remember that. The student of Anuruddha went to toilet and he doing cleaning. but he did not know the rule of Vinaya, because the Buddha has already advised how to go to toilet, how to use the toilet, how to use the restroom. But Venerable Anuruddha student did not know about that rule well, because he focused only on reading Dhamma book and how to practice with Venerable Anuruddha. He did not well known much about Vinaya. And then after that Bhikkhu, the student of Venerable Upali, went to the toilet or restroom, and then see unclean restroom. Just only leaving a little bit water in the jar, did not wash, did not draw, did not use all the water, just leaving some water in the jar. Then the Venerable Upali student come out and said that you are leaving some water in the toilet or in restroom. Student of Venerable Anuruddha said yes. And then student of Upali said it is wrong. It is offenses according to Buddha's Vinaya, Buddha's rule. And then that Bhikkhu, the Anuruddha student, asked forgiveness already. If the student of Upali did not say anything, the controversy will not happen. But after student of Anuruddha asked forgiveness, Venerable Upali student just take this word, go to his companion, his group, and saying that, oh, this monk, the student of Anuruddha, did not know discipline very well, even commit wrong and did not know this is wrong. And then the controversy starting happen at that time. So this is the story in Kosampi Wattu in Dhammapada. There are very long story that the Buddha already discussed, already taught them many suttas, and the Buddha left to Palilayaka forest. He go to Spain, the Vasa number 10, the year number 10 in Palilayaka forest. So this is the incident happened among Anuruddha student and Upali student. But here, Venerable Ananda, who are the myth, who are the judge of this incident of this disciplinary issue, going to the Buddha that he cannot control this schism, these problems, and told the Buddha, how could that disciplinary issue be shadowed Bante? Venerable Anuruddha pupil called Bahaya, or in Cambodian Pitaka called Wahiya, is still fully intent on creating a schism in the Sangha. So Venerable Anuruddha students still intend to break the Sangha, not unite, to be separated from each other, to be groups. So they will not unite it. So they will not pardon each other because of this thing. But in this story, doesn't mean along all the thing that happened, but these two groups is not united. Then Ananda said, Bante, Venerable Anuruddha doesn't think of any saying even a single word about it. Ananda pointed to Venerable Anuruddha. Ananda maybe think that Venerable Anuruddha will advise his student to stop, not to do like this, not to do like that. But the Buddha said to Ananda, but Ananda, when has Anuruddha ever concerned himself with disciplinary issue in the midst of the Sangha? This is very, very meaningful word. You have to understand. The Buddha asked Ananda, did ever Anuruddha engage with any problem? The Buddha not condemn, not refer to Anuruddha, but the Buddha encourage or appreciate Anuruddha that he will not engage any problem. He's an Arahant, right? So he's not engaged, he's not involved with any problems, with any problem. So Venerable Anuruddha will not know about it, will not engage about that problem. Even the Venerable Upali also. Venerable Upali, Venerable Anuruddha will not engage with that problem. What? The Buddha encouraged the Sangha. Shouldn't you and Sariputta and Moggallana settle any disciplinary issue that arise? The Buddha encouraged Ananda, encouraged Sariputta, encouraged Mahamoggallana to settle the disciplinary, to settle all any problem. Because Sariputta and Moggallana as the right and left assistant of the Buddha, and Ananda is like a secretary. So all of you are the right and the left who responsible for this dispensation, and you are the secretary or attendant in this Buddha Sasana. So you should solve this problem. You should control, you should settle this problem. It means when something happens, the Buddha encourage the Sangha, encourage the responsibilities. The Buddha encourage to those who are responsible for the whole in charge. For example, in the temple, we have like in Cambodia, we have a lot of monks in the temple. Like in our temple have like 250 monks, for example. Among these 250 monks, we divided into 5 groups. One group is 50, one group is 50, one group is 50. So 5 groups, 250 monks. And one group has 1 major, 1 leaders. So the leader should control. But there are the whole control. If the conflict happen within the group, within 50 monks, so this leader should control, should settle the problem. But if the 50 and 50 happen, have a conflict to each other, the whole in charge, like about of the temple or right or left assistant of the about of the temple and secretary or attendant have to take responsibility. Not the leader in that group, because in that group there is the problem. So this is what the Buddha encouraged, how to solve the problem. So if the leader in that group solve the problem, engage that problem, the other will condemn. They are because of their student, they love student, or they blah 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 in about their student. So that will be more bad in Sasana will be happen. Because the other part is not an Arahant. Because those bhikkhus, the student of Upali and the student of Anuruddha, who want to have a problem, is not an noble disciples. They're not Sotapanna, they're not Sagadagami, or they're not Anagami, they're not an Arahant. That's why they have conflict. If they Arahant, they're not involved. They did not get involved in that problems. So if Venerable Anuruddha or Venerable Upali engage in that problem, come up and say something, the student from X side will condemn Anuruddha, will condemn Upali. Maybe use some harsh word or condemn or make in the bad words to Anuruddha and Upali. And what happened? They not only condemn with each other among simple bhikkhu, but they condemn the Arahant. We call Ariyu Bhavada. Ariyu Bhavada means you condemn the noble disciple, and you will not be developed in this sasana. You will decline if you're not saying pardon, if you're not asking for forgiveness. You cannot practice in Buddhism anymore. You cannot develop your wholesome quality in Buddhism anymore, because you condemn the noble disciple, Ariyu Bhavada. So that's why the Buddha said, Ananda, has Anuruddha ever concerned himself with disciplinary issue in the midst of the Sangha? So Anuruddha, Upali did not engage with this problem. So they not engage in this problem. So Anuruddha and Upali did not engage that problem, only their student. So Ananda, Sariputta, and Moggallana have duties to solve, to settle this problem. So please remember that. So when you have something happen, your both sides cannot solve that problem. You need to find another partners, another side. You need to find one to be in the middle. One is not engaged with your with X side, but it means the one standing in the middle, not being in that side and those side. So it is the main thing that we have to learn in the sutta. Yeah, who's saying universal? So it is very understandable that we learn this stanza. The Buddha advised us in solving problem. If problem happen from side to side, these two groups cannot solve that problem. You have to find the middle one. You have to find the judge. You have to find the court, or you have to find the those who clearly understand the wise pandita, the wise or skillful in solving the problem to help you in that conflicts. And after the Buddha give hints to Venerable Ananda about the problem, and then the Buddha told Ananda about the four advantages of bad bhikkhus. Bad bhikkhu, it means evil bhikkhu or bad bhikkhu that want to make a schism in the Sangha, mean want to divide the Sangha or want to break the Sangha. Yeah, because this bhikkhu, because he see four advantages. So he see four advantages, and then he break the Sangha or he divide the Sangha. So what are the four? The first one, immoral. Immoral means dusila. That bhikkhu is dusila, is not practice good in sila. Have bad characters. Bad character. He practice or his intention, pabadhammo, he has the character is not good, evil action, evil practice, evil intention, impure, it's not clean, his practice not very clean, not pure, and it's not good. Of suspect behavior mean that your practice or your action, even speech or act or going somewhere with not open. Suspect means somebody can think of, somebody is not clear about you. For example, you going to somebody home without telling the about or attendant of the temple, and you just leave alone to somebody house or go somewhere without telling anybody, without letting anybody knows, or without going with somebody. So your behavior or your practice is suspect or schism, suspected. It means doubt. It's not clear. Maybe you commit something wrong. Maybe you do something bad behind the publics. So it means suspect behavior. It means your practice is not clean. Your practice is not open. Your practice is not totally pure, or your practice is still condemnable. So it's not clear and not open. It means suspect behavior. Secretive in his actions. Secretive in his action means do something with intention to not allow someone to see, not allow someone to know. It means your action is not open. Your action still secret. You keep your behavior, you keep your work, you keep your practice in secret. So, for example, you going out every day or every night to do something that nobody know what you are doing. So it is mean the secretive action, the secretive in action. So it's not openly. In Buddhism, you commit something wrong, you do bad thing, and you not allow somebody to know about that because of afraid of some thing happen or condemn you or make you not satisfied. Not an ascetic, though claiming to be one. It means you are not samana, you are not good ordained, you are not bhikkhu, but you claim to be a good one. Not a celibate, though claiming to be one. It's not brahmachari. It's not, you are not practicing good, you are not practicing holy life, you are not practicing good virtue, but you claim to be a clear, you claim to be a higher position, you claim to be a very good master, very good about, very good monks, or very good Padikahaga or receiver. Inwardly rodent. Inwardly rodent, I mean, not inside is not good, you not practice good, but you act outside is good. So inwardly rodent. Corrupt, you know the word corrupt already, it is not good. Depraved also is not good. So that bhikkhu, the dusila bhikkhu, the immoral bhikkhu or evil bhikkhu, think himself that he want to break the Sangha or divide the Sangha, because if the Sangha united, so he think if the Sangha divided, they will know I am a bad monk, I am an evil bhikkhu. So they will expel me, they will despair me, they will chase me out. But if they divided into faction, they break two groups. So even one group support me and one group is not support me. So this means what happened in the mind of this bhikkhu that he want to break the Sangha. He want to break the Sangha because they don't want Sangha to be united. If the Sangha united, the Sangha will find the bad bhikkhu or evil bhikkhu from the Sangha. They not allow the evil bhikkhus to be with them. So that's why this bhikkhu, seeing the first advantage, this evil bhikkhu, see the advantage of schism in the Sangha, of breaking the Sangha. So this is the first one, dusilo bhikkhu. It means an evil bhikkhu, dusilo bhikkhu, the evil bhikkhu or immoral bhikkhu. The second one here, so we have fourth, but now we have only more than 10 minutes. So in the group, so who gonna continue reading? Who want to be a volunteer? I see the lady.
Allow me to volunteer. Read it again.
Okay. Yeah. So
Second,
do it.
again, it will be called wrong will. He resort to an extremist will is occur to him if the bhikkhu find out that I hold wrong will, that I resort to an extreme will, and they are united, they will expel me. But if they are divided into faction, they won't expel me. Seeing this second advantage, an evil bhikkhu delight in a schism in the Sangha.
Okay, continue.
Again, an evil bhikkhu is of a wrong livelihood. He earned his living by wrong livelihoods. It occurs to him if the bhikkhu find out that I am of wrong livelihoods and earn my living by wrong livelihoods, and they are united, they will expel me. But if they are divided into faction, they will expel me. Seeing this third advantage, and it will be could delight in a schism in the Sangha. Fourth, again, an evil bhikkhu is desirous of gain, honors, and admiration. It occurs to him if the bhikkhu find out that I am desirous of gain, honor, and admiration, and they are united, they will not honor, respect, esteem, and venerate me. But if they are divided into faction, they will honor, respect, esteem, and venerate me, being this fourth advantage. And it will be called delight in schism in the Sangha. See is for advantage Ananda, and when bhikkhu, it will bhikkhu delight in a schism in the Sangha.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is another 3 more advantages of bad bhikkhu who intend to break the Sangha. What is number 2? Again, an evil bhikkhu hold wrong view. What is wrong view? Miccha ditti. Wrong view, miccha ditti. So the first one, dusila, immoral, dusila. And the second one, miccha ditti, wrong view. His resort to an extreme view. It means he delights in wrong view. he delights in two parts, two extreme part, or extreme use mean he is delighted, he is going to in the wrong way, the wrong thinking, the wrong understanding. So it is wrong view. So when he has a wrong view, he doesn't want the Sangha to be united. If the Sangha united, the Sangha will dispel him. If the Sangha is broken, the Sangha will not dispel him. The Sangha will venerate, will respect, or will esteem him. So the second one is the wrong view. And there are many explanations in wrong view. You can find more in Visuddhimagga. And the third one, evil bhikkhu of his wrong livelihood. What does the wrong livelihood mean? Wrong livelihood. What does it mean? Wrong livelihood mean miccha jiva. Miccha jiva. Miccha jiva. So in Noble Eightfold Path, samma ajiva. But here, wrong livelihood means miccha ajiva. So miccha ajiva, there are many codes of notification. You can see the wrong livelihood, like bhikkhu engage with impure or immoral action, 5 impure papa dhamma. In papa dhamma, there are 5 papa dhammas in wrong livelihood, like labana, gopana, or nimatikata, or lapena laping nichi king sanata, that you have learned in Dhamma, in Visuddhimagga. So wrong livelihood, there are another 21 anesana. 21 anesana, it means you earn or you live with wrong, with improper practice, improper finding. You finding your food, you finding your clothes, you finding your requisites with improper action, improper finding. So it is also included in wrong livelihood. For example, you treat or you do like a doctor to treat the patient, or you give somebody something to somebody because you want to gain something back, or you add something in the 21. So in this sutra, just indicate the point, the wrong view will be happen to that monks, and they want to break the Sangha. They want to divide the Sangha. They don't want the Sangha to unite. If the Sangha unite, the Sangha will find his wrong livelihood and will dispel you in the temple. If the monk in the temple divided into group, the monk have no time to see what is wrong, what is right of the monks, right? So his intention, very bad intention, to break the Sangha, to make the Sangha busy with conflict, busy with schism, that the Sangha has no time to check what is wrong, what is right about the members of the temple or the member of Sangha in the communities. So this is very bad intention, that wrong livelihood. It is very detailed discussed in Visuddhimagga, Sila Netesa in Visuddhimagga, the path of purification. So if you want, you can go and see there. If you have no time, just indicate in this group, and maybe we can take some parts of Visuddhimagga and discuss here. It is the third one. And the fourth one, an evil bhikkhu is desirous of gain, honor, or admiration. So this is the number 4. So what is desirous of gain. Desirous of gains, it means it means labhagama. Labhagama, it means he wants something. He already desires in getting food, in getting clothes, in getting requisite, and getting respect, honor, getting admiration. It is about yasa, about kitti, yasa, labha. So these three things: labha, desirous of gain, gain means labha, and honor, kitti. Honor means yasa, and admiration, kitti. So all of these three things is happen to him. He want to be a rich. He want to be a high position. He want to be a high admiration, reputation, praise to them all the time. He want to hear a good thing about him. He wants somebody to respect him and give value to him, give a credit to him, give something to him. So that's why he doesn't want the Sangha in united. They want the Sangha to be broken. They want the Sangha to be divided into faction, because he doesn't want the Sangha have a time to see him doing wrong, to see him doing in anesana or papa dhamma, or doing anything wrong in Buddhism. So there is the four kinds of advantages in order to make the evil bhikkhu to break the Sangha, to divide the Sangha. So again, what are the four? So the first one is immoral. So immoral bhikkhu. And the second one, what are the second one? Wrong view. Wrong view bhikkhu. And the third one, what are the third one? Wrong livelihood. And the fourth one is desirous of gain, honor, and admiration. So this is the four kinds of advantages that evil bhikkhu, seeing these four kinds of advantages and want to break the Sangha. So this is about the Sangha Sutta, Schism. Any question? Yeah, if you have any question, just don't hesitate to the question. You can ask any question that you want. I will try to answer as possible. If you don't have question for now, yeah, the class should be dismissed, and you can write in our Telegram to ask for how wrong livelihood happen in dispensation, about 5 Papatama or 21 Anasana, or can anyone have to observe the 21 Anasana and 5 Papadhamma and make a translation in Pali, English, Cambodian translation, and drop in our Telegram. I appreciate if you can do that. Take the 5 Papadhamma and 21 Anasana from Visuddhimagga or somewhere that you can find, and then make the list Pali, English, and Cambodian translation. It is very needed. If you learn the Buddha Dhamma, remember if you learn the Buddha Dhamma, learn with his original words, original teaching, Pali. Don't forget Pali, even though you remember Pali or not. But when you learn the Buddha Dhamma, you have to learn from his original words. For example, immoral bhikkhu. Immoral bhikkhu, you should know that this is dusila, something like that. Dusila bhikkhu, dusilo, something like that. If you learn from the Buddha, you have to learn his original word, even though you can remember or not. But when you learn both, especially the original word of the Buddha, and then you will appreciate, and you start to understand what the Buddha mentioned, what the Buddha gave us. For example, this word, also this word that teach by the Buddha, and then you learn from all of that. Pali and translation is very important. If you learn from only translation, by your generation to generation, by time to time, you will forget, and you will this word will not more strong, will less powers, and go to something different little by little, and the original word will disappear. So that's why when you learn Buddha Dhamma, learn with his original teaching, and then you will keep, even though you understand or not, even though you remember or not, but it is good for you to learn both. Learn both. Okay, then if you don't have any questions, so the class should dismiss right now, and I will see you again on Wednesday about the same sutta and the second sutta, and I will give more translation. So all the translation I will drop in our Telegram. So thank you very much, and have a good night and good days to everyone. Thank you.